You don't walk in front of me and say, I'm here, and hold a phone in front of this employee's face, interrupt conversation because you're Mr. Pitter Patter. You gotta get a fucking 5-star rating. Listen, pal, there's something called etiquette, and you need to start fucking learning etiquette. You're a fucking delivery driver. Your job is to deliver food. That's your job. Your job is not to interrupt me in the middle of a fucking conversation with a store owner or a business owner when we're having a conversation about whatever the fuck we want.
You are now watching the Kris LaBelle Show.
All right, welcome to the 15th edition For Whom LaBelle Tolls. Tonight, solo cast. Now, you guys have had to see me a couple times do a solo cast. You guys have all enjoyed them. I tell my life stories and all my predicaments that I've been in. I've shared my enthusiasm about the pandemic, and as of late, it's starting to get on my fucking nerves. It's been 2 years. Really, it's been 2 years. It's all everyone talks about. I go to the barber. My friend's like, I swear to God, bro, wallah, what is the deal with this COVID, bro? I got the shot, I still get sick. This guy gets this, I don't know. Wear the mask, don't wear the mask. Like, holy fuck, you ever try to wear a mask while getting your beard lined up? It's fucking nuts. I feel bad for every barber out there and stylist that has to take care of people. Mask on, mask off, holy shit. Lately, as you guys know, we're almost out of these restrictions, and suddenly they decide to go and put them all back down again. September 4th was the first day of it. I've yet to wear my mask. I'm not gonna wear my mask, and I'd like to thank all the Calgary stores that I've been shopping at for not bothering me. You guys haven't said a word. It doesn't matter where I go. Been to superstores, Shoppers Drug Mart, restaurants, hotels, you name it, not a word. I respect that. I think that we're all at a point right now where it's just like, fuck, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I don't even care about the vaccine anymore. I'm fed up. Literally fed up, right? People have 2, 3 vaxes. They're still getting sick. You're still getting sick, and you don't even know what you put in your body. And we put all this effort in to do these things, right? People have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for protocols to keep their businesses open, only to potentially be shut down again in October. I'm gonna call it. I'm just gonna say there's a potential we're gonna get shut down again. I can feel it. Things are tight. People are tense. Nobody's talking about anything, right? People go, I see people go on trips. I'm like, fucking good for you. I don't even know what you had to do to get on that trip, but I love the fact that you're on a trip. I'm living vicariously through Instagram right now. Your stories and your posts. If I see somebody posting a beach or an ocean, I'm like it's amazing. Right? I haven't been anywhere. I've been stuck in Calgary for literally 2 years. I didn't even get to British Columbia this year. Every year I always take a trip out to Kelowna. No Kelowna. I was about to go to Kelowna, and of course they resumed their restrictions, and it got very serious. Now they got these passports coming in British Columbia. I don't even have a fucking regular passport, so much a vaccine passport. You know what I mean? I'm not responsible enough to have I'll lose it. It has to be digital, but then I lose my phone. I haven't had a phone in 2 weeks. I don't know if anyone's trying to contact me for the past 2 weeks. I have no phone. My backup phone's gone. My other phone's gone. I even got the screens fixed, and the same day I got them fixed, I put them on the roof of the car, drove away, and they fell, and they got smushed. I brought them back to the guy that just fixed them. Bro, we can't fix for you. I'm like, oh my God. But they've recovered the data, but I have no phone. That's what's going on. And so if anyone's been trying to get hold of me or noticed that I'm not really been in my stories and posting any of my political bullshit, well, that's probably why. It's been a nice little hiatus. And for those of you who also don't know, you're probably looking at me right now from every episode to this episode. You're probably like, why is Kris fucking 170 pounds? Because I was hospitalized. Do you guys even know that? Yeah, I spent 5 days in the Rocky View General Hospital with my condition called diverticulitis. Brock Lesnar has it too, but he got surgery and he's super rich and didn't have to deal with it long. But me, it's serious illness, man. I'm a little guy. I can't afford to lose any weight. I lost 20 pounds in 5 weeks. Whew, it was hell. I experienced pain I'd never experienced before. Morphine did nothing for me, but Unit 83 over at the Rocky View General Hospital was kind enough. The nurses were phenomenal. But I'll tell you this, if you complain about Canada and talk about the bullshit of our government and stuff, yes. You know what? People threw pebbles at Trudeau the other day. I thought that was kind of hilarious. He was like, boo-hoo, people threw pebbles at me. John Chrétien got hit with a pie in the face, hard, way more than those little pebbles got you, right? It's crazy. We sometimes maybe take our country for granted, myself included, until I got sick. And man, healthcare, they provided. I came in, they did tests, got a CT scan, got medication, I got 24-hour care. It was pretty phenomenal. And the crazy thing was, the Unit 83 that I was on at Rocky View, right beside it, 84, was the COVID unit. Crazy. Isn't that crazy? We talk about now, there's no elective surgeries. They've removed those. And on the unit that I was in, people had just done some surgery, GI surgery, which I have to get this year at some point, or else I'm probably going to lose more weight and get sick again. I don't want that to fucking happen. I wouldn't wish diverticulitis on my worst enemy, by the way. It's fucking brutal. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically I got some damage to the lining in my colon. It's not the coolest word to say, but sometimes things get infected in there, and it did. I had a freaking golf ball size abscess that pushed on my kidneys, and it was causing me serious pain. In fact, if that thing would have ruptured, I'd be dead. Swear to God, I almost died 2 weeks ago. But luckily I'm here and providing you another episode 15. But you're right. You know, a lot of people take our country for granted. And we're so pissed off about the mandates and forced vaccinations and passports and restrictions that we forget that you're living in one of the greatest countries in the world. We all are. We have fresh water on tap, most of us. We have services that provide us healthcare, food, aid. Nobody's going without in Canada. And if you are, you know, God bless. We're even tackling the opiate issues right now, and which is crazy because these last 2 years under these restrictions, people have gotten sick. They've become dependent on drugs. I've never seen more people in the streets of Calgary be homeless. To be quite frank, I've never seen anything like it before. Every street now downtown, there's somebody on there. Most of them, I gotta be, you know, God bless, but they're fucked up. I don't even know what drugs are on the streets right now, but I've never seen people tweak like they've been tweaking lately. It concerns me. I worry. I worry about their safety. I worry about our safety. I worry about what the city's gonna do. We have an election coming up in October for a new mayor. It's like fucking 30 candidates, everyone and their dogs running for mayor. I'll tell you right now, if you're watching this podcast, I would run for mayor. I'll be dead serious. I don't know what it takes to be mayor, but I know that every name on that list right now, wow, pales in comparison to my branding. I gotta be quite frank. We can shoot for, phenomenal video. We could put out content. I could get some signs made, LaBelle for mayor, right? Like, why not? Why would I not be mayor of Calgary? I've lived here for 15 years. I know the city inside and out. Majority of the people running, they don't know about the grimy streets of Calgary. They don't know about every little section of the city, business zone. I know everybody, and everybody knows me. I know what needs to be done in this city. And one of the things I would tackle that I haven't heard one candidate talk about is the homeless issue. It's never been this bad. The safe injection site, I've never seen it so overwhelmed with people that are struggling with opiate addiction. Man, the homeless shelter downtown, man, it is a zoo down there right now. I'm seeing that CPS down there all the time. In fact, I saw CPS and our local firefighters standing in unison yesterday at City Hall to protest the mandated vaccinations that they're put on the city. You're right. I would stand too. What if you've been working your ass off as a frontline worker for 2 years, didn't even think about the vax, never been sick, and all of a sudden now you have to be triple vaxxed to keep your job? That's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people who don't want to get the vax. It's a reality. They say 85% of the country is vaccinated. I can tell you those numbers are fucking false. In my circle alone, if 9 out of 10 people aren't, then I would only assume that those statistics would be, you could expand those right across the country and just say, okay, if 9 out of 10 people in my circle aren't, how many other circles aren't? There's a ton. And a lot of people are scared to say that they're not for it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't give a fuck, right? I watched the Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley fight. Man, that had more legitimacy than this government and their mandates. I'll tell you that, okay? And if you think that Jake Paul literally won that fight in Cleveland, you're out of your fucking mind. Tyrone Woodley held back numerous times. He could have clobbered him. He put him through the ropes. When you get a guy that dismantled and knock him through the ropes, it's fucking done, okay? But I will say, the guy stood in there for 8 rounds and boxed Tyrone Woodley. I'll give him credit for that. No different than his brother, Logan, who fought Mayweather. People talked shit about him, but he fucking fought Floyd Mayweather. That was a phenomenal fight. Both fighters, both brothers, in the post-interview, I have to say I was pretty impressed. Even Jake Paul was pretty humble in his victory. So I'm down to watch him again. I'm down to see what he does, but he's got to fight somebody. He's got to fight a boxer. I want to see him fight a legitimate contender, somebody that's moving up the ranks. I want to see a real match, because by the time in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, his hands were down, right? Woodley was picking him apart. At any given time, he could have took his head off. If you've not seen Tyrone Woodley fight, he dismantled Robbie Lawler. You tell me you can't take Jake Paul? Give me a break. I don't know if I could fight Jake Paul. I'll be honest, he's that good. He's good enough that he would fucking decimate me. I'm an old man, 45 years old, 175 fucking pounds. He's a giant compared to me. He's changing the game, though. When I'm out and about driving, I'm seeing people that emulate his style. They look like Jake Paul. Dead serious. I've been looking at Jake Paul lookalikes. I mean, this is Alberta. Everyone kind of looks like Jake Paul, but literally, people are styling themselves after this guy. So he is creating a buzz. He is creating attention for himself. You can't knock a guy. You know, he made money for everybody, and that's the most important. Oscar De La Hoya, who was supposed to have himself a professional fight, he got COVID. Oscar De La Hoya had to back out of his debut from returning back as the former champion. He's hospitalized with COVID. Joe Rogan, one of my heroes, one of all of our heroes, to be quite frank, a man, a source of information, a well-respected public figure, a fucking icon, legend. So Joe Rogan ends up getting COVID, beats it in a day with ivermectin, or ibuprofen, whatever the fucking drug he used, deworming drug. But the guy did it in a day. I'm assuming that Joe Rogan's probably a pinnacle of health. All the guy does is train, eat health, lives on elk. I mean, he's got a pretty dope lifestyle. So I'm only assuming that nothing's going to kill this guy but himself one day, if that ever happens, if he faced himself in a collision. If two Joe Rogans were to just go at each other in a physical battle, one Joe Rogan would have to lose unless they multiply. It'd be awesome if there was a multiple Joe Rogans, but there's only just one. And he beat COVID in a day, which was pretty interesting. So yeah, man, it's been a crazy month. You know, I've had to endure illness. I've had to endure multiple illness. It wasn't only just this that I had to encounter, but my son also got sick this month. My partner was sick this month, and everyone around me seems to have come down with some sort of virus of some sort. So if there was ever a pandemic moment that I ever felt that, oh man, this is it, this is a pandemic, probably this fucking month, right? And as I said, I was at the hospital 5 days. The COVID unit was right next to my unit. I had accidentally stumbled into that unit, which would be Unit 84 over at the General Hospital, Rocky View. I stumbled right into it. There was no protective aid. Like there was no gowns, there was no gloves, there was no masks, there was no signs, there was no security guard. The door opened up. I walked right into it. I thought it was construction. It was actually just kind of prepared with that hazmat kind of look. There was no one there. We have to remove elective surgery so we can produce more beds for people that are sick. Man, I was just there. Nobody is sick. I just have to be dead serious about that. And I'm going to be dead serious. Nobody was sick. I stumbled onto the COVID unit. No patients. The nurses were half asleep at the desk. Oh, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I think I'm in the wrong unit. They're like, yeah, this is the COVID unit. They disclosed it instantaneously. I didn't even have a mask on. There was no concern. That tells you something. I almost feel as though the government is like a guy who's told a lie. And I'm sure we've all told a lie before. But do you ever tell a lie where you can't back out of it? You've told too much. You went too deep with your lie, right? You deep faked everybody, but now you have to maintain, imagine just pretending you have an accent, you're from another country, but now you're fucking stuck doing an accent for the rest of your life because you're not leaving that country now. You can't go from having an accent or carrying on a story that's fucking completely false, change the narrative, and come back and be like, hey guys, I was just exaggerating. No, and that's what happened to the government. We went too far. We took this too seriously. They're not gonna back down now. There's no stopping. Okay? They will ride this pony out to the end. They are going to tell us that this is the most dangerous version. This is the most dangerous variant. The numbers are skyrocketing. When fucking all you gotta do is take a walk downtown and be outside in the community and realize nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. And for those psychopaths driving around with masks on, why? Why do you drive with a mask on? You're a lunatic. The only person that you should be worried about is yourself. I can't deal with it anymore. You don't need a mask in your fucking car when you're by yourself. What the hell are you catching? Craziness? You're not catching nothing, okay? I'm done with that. I'm done. We're all done. I don't even know what else to even... Man, I had 2 guests back out today because they were concerned about the virus. And I'm like, aren't you vaxxed? They're like, yeah, but, you can never be too sure. And that is something to think about. There are people with 1, 2, 3 injections already, and they still got sick. Yeah. Triple vaxxed, and people are still getting sick. Why? There's no answers for it. It's like my diverticulitis. I've done everything right. No sugar, no flour, no dairy, no alcohol, no promiscuity. Fuck, that's boring. But these things aren't happening anymore. I don't have any stress. I train 3 times a day, and I still got sick. There's nothing you can do, right? When the flu vaccine was out, the flu shot, people still got the flu. Nothing's gonna stop anybody from getting sick. Those people with compromised immune system, yeah, you gotta worry. I'll also be honest, every fucking person that they put on the media that got sick and, oh man, my last wishes. You see that fucking TikTok lady? Oh man, get the vax. And she died? Not a pinnacle of health. Sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit rude. You're not a pinnacle of health. You don't look like you're in shape. You don't look like you did anything to prepare yourself for this You had 2 years, right? You didn't prepare. You did nothing. You didn't change your diet, didn't change your lifestyle, you didn't exercise. You just maintained whatever lifestyle you had, which was unhealthy, and got sick and died. Like majority of people who do get sick. If I sound that I'm being insensitive, well, you know, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Eventually you have to make some lifestyle changes to prepare yourself to not get sick and die, right? That's the lifestyle we're living. We all know how to eat healthy. It's all over the fucking news. The Google is full of healthy eating tips, okay? We all know we need to exercise. Everything is available to us right now. If you choose to be healthy, you can be healthy. If you're living a lifestyle that's unhealthy, but you're pointing fingers at the rest of society for not adhering to any mandates, give me a fucking break. You're the problem. 90% of society is good to go. You're part of 10%. That 10%, man, for those who can't help themselves, I do. I have empathy. For those that can change their lifestyle, become healthy, and raise their own immune system on your own with hard work, and you don't, but instead point, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I'm done caring. And those who support me are done caring, which is in the thousands. We're done. I can sit here all day and talk about it. Nothing's more annoying than this conversation, except food delivery drivers. I've had enough of you guys. Every time I'm in a conversation at a restaurant or picking up food, you guys come in, I'm here for my order. And you guys are holding a phone and you interrupt the entire conversation. I'm here for my order. Shut the fuck up. We're communicating. You are a delivery driver. You can wait your fucking turn until I'm done my conversation and take my food and step out. You don't walk in front of me and say, I'm here, and hold a phone in front of this employee's face. Interrupt conversation because you're Mr. Pitter Patter. You gotta get a fucking 5-star rating. Listen, pal, there's something called etiquette, and you need to start fucking learning etiquette. You're a fucking delivery driver. Your job is to deliver food. That's your job. Your job is not to interrupt me in the middle of a fucking conversation with a store owner or a business owner when we're having a conversation about whatever the fuck we want. We see you, your fucking bag says you're there to pick up food. I know you're there to pick up food. Okay? You don't butt in front of line. You don't look at me annoyed because I'm waiting in line to get a table where I'm gonna purchase and spend money as a customer. You're there to deliver food. I think that there should be a level of discretion. Okay? I don't care how busy you are or how much you need to get that rating. You're gonna wait. There's gonna be a line, and you're gonna hold on until you get your delivery. That's just facts. Because it's, again, we're compromising our personal space, our time, our moment at this location. Whatever we're ordering, that's my time. Why are you interrupting me? You should not be interrupting me. And you don't need to be so rude. Most of the drivers, you guys are fucking rude. When you see people in line, you don't walk in front of them. You wait like the rest of us. That's what the fuck you do. Seriously. Man, I should be a fucking Uber Eats driver so I can be a fucking asshole. I'm done being nice. I'm fucking done being nice. I've been nice. All I do is treat people with kindness. Check me out online. That's all I do is be kind. But I'm in a corner right now. I'm feeling suppressed. I'm starting to get irritated, right? I've been through shit. It's been 2 fucking years. I haven't done comedy. There's no more fucking private dinners, right? This has affected not only my pocketbook, but it's affecting my lifestyle and my personal health. My sanity's getting dominated by the amount of bullshit that we're enduring every day. I think we've all had enough. When you see firefighters and police standing in front of City Hall, protesting in silence with a forced order, something's up. People have had enough. I've had enough of people being impolite. I've had enough of people not respecting common courtesy. There's a guy in my fucking neighborhood who flies his drone 3-4 times a day. Like, bro, what are you doing? I'm gonna find out who you are. Bro, I haven't been in a confrontation in a minute, but I'm kind of ready to smack somebody around. I'm just gonna be serious. Right, all this training, I haven't done anything. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna take your controller, I'm gonna nosedive your fucking drone right into the pavement is what I'm gonna do. You're irritating, okay? You live in Bankview. You're around 27th to 28th Ave Southwest. So whoever you are flying that fucking drone, I'm gonna crash your drone. I'm gonna find your drone, I'm gonna crash it, okay? I'm gonna start training magpies to attack your drone is what I'm gonna do. It's a fucking legion of magpies just swarming around you and your fucking drone. Unless you're a licensed operator like LK Visuals and a professional, what the fuck are you flying a drone for? What are you looking at, bro? How many trees do you need to look at? There's nothing but houses and condos. Relax, bro. You're not doing anything with your life. You're just annoying me. Yeah. That's what happens when I've been cooped up too long. I got lots to say. Lots of things are bothering me. This election coming up is bothering me. I wouldn't fucking vote for anybody, quite frankly. I don't care. I'd vote for the People's Party. Maxime Bernier, I like that guy. I like what he stands for. He stands for choice. That's what he stands for. He stands for opportunity. He stands for equality here in Canada. I can't see any other candidate offering that. The Conservatives, hey, we're going to remove GST during December. Who gives a fuck? Unless you're spending thousands of dollars in December, what the fuck is GST removal going to do? Nothing, right? I'm done. If you vote NDP, Jagmeet Singh, you're going to be any different than Trudeau, those two are buddies, bro. Either one of them win, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same fucking agenda. O'Toole, give me a break, bro. He's just another puppet, okay? All the same. Your vote doesn't matter. I'm at a point in life at 45 years old, I have to be honest. You have a digital ballot. You click, you pick, and that's who's going to win based on a power of majority appeal. It doesn't work like that. Whoever's going to win is going to win, okay? We're part of a commonwealth. The Queen, okay? They decide who's going to win. And the guy in charge, Trudeau, he doesn't do shit. He's literally a fucking clone. He's just an avatar of whoever's pulling the strings, and he has to deliver the message for that person, right? Kill the messenger. Ultimately, that's what's happening. So it doesn't matter who gets elected, NDP, Conservative, even Maxime Bernier is not going to be able to really pull strings. We're a country, it's 150 years old. We're tiny, we're children, okay? We're nothing more than a place to host natural resources. That's all we are. Fresh water, trees, minerals. Man, right now in Canmore, they're blasting mountains for coal. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but our provincial parks, our Rocky Mountains, are being decimated. Just go drive to Banff and take a look to the right of Canmore. Those mountains are all fucking devastated. There's industrial plants just destroying mountains. So if they can destroy mountains and they can take out trees and they can drain all of our fresh water, do you think they really give a fuck about us? Most likely not, okay? We're nothing more than peons, lemmings that go to work, pay tax, and keep this country afloat. And they say, this will cost $20 million because we're going to give everyone $100 in Alberta to get the vax. That was the most embarrassing offer. Jason Kenney, you could do so much better than that. You shouldn't have even offered that. You should just encourage people and just be like, man, get it. You know, it's a matter of like, you know, hitting these numbers so we can go back to normalcy. Not offering us $100 fucking dollars. Who gives a shit? Okay, $100. Have you got groceries lately? $100 is a fucking bag of milk. If you drink, who even drinks dairy anymore, right? Some chicken, some vegetables, and some rice. That's $100. You go to any grocery store, walk out, 2 bags at best. Things have changed, okay? Gas is soaring. Things are going on. I mean, I can't even watch what's happening in Afghanistan right now with the Taliban. It's fucking insane. You guys are like 300 years old and thinking, 1,000 years old and thinking. What are you doing? Everyone's all like, yeah, they pushed out the United States. Who? China, Iran, Russia? They were happy, right? They cheered on the Taliban. The rest of us are just kind of watching in awe, like, is this really happening? People clamoring to get away and get out of that country to come back somewhere else. 15,000 Afghanis have gone into Wisconsin. They provided home for them in Wisconsin. Refugees. I think that's pretty phenomenal. So if Joe Biden did anything, that was probably the kindest thing he's ever done as a president, is ensure that there's some safety. Otherwise, shit's fucked. It's crazy. Can you imagine being in a third world country right now, being suppressed, tortured, beaten, and we're complaining about some of the rights that we have here in Canada? We're just exhausted and annoyed. But everybody is. Every country is dealing with this bullshit right now. We're all on the same level playing field, right? We see people with brand new cars and trips and beautiful homes. In time, if this continues, they're not going to have that either. Your friends that are successful and they have startups and they're doing well, You should check in on them. You should see how they're doing now. Are they still succeeding? Are we supporting local? What is local? We don't even know what local is anymore. We've lost our community. When I look around Calgary, I don't see the same Calgary, the Red Mile that we once were. I see people lost. I see Canadians without the heritage that we once had. We're all looking to each other with the same conversation, asking the same questions. People go, I'm gonna move somewhere. Where the fuck are you gonna go? It's no different anywhere else. Every country's struggling with the same conditions. Every government has still got everybody under the thumb, pushing, suppressing. It's the life we're living. So moving forward, my goal over the next month is to have some guests that will inspire you. People that have overcome adversity, people that have pivoted and aligned themselves with other like-minded individuals to create success, to provide opportunity. In fact, we have our first sponsor coming up on this show, okay? Nortec Alberta. Nora and her husband, Adrian, have been phenomenal, incredibly supportive, huge community leaders. They started from nothing and they built themselves up a little empire, a phenomenal one, right? Through hard work and perseverance. They got an incredible company. They started off with roofing, now they're doing siding, now they're building homes. These guys are a startup, just like most of us are. They're gonna be on the show coming up this month. We also have a couple other stories coming up on the show as well. And as I stated before, we've hit our targets. We have somebody that has invested in the show, an incredible human being, a philanthropist, that believes in what we're doing. He gave me one advice, and that's all he ever did. The whole time we started this podcast, all he said was, Kris, be extreme. Don't sit on the fence. Don't be neutral. You're either going to be left or you're going to be right. But whatever it is, be your most gregarious self. Do you. Don't filter what you say. Give it. Pour your heart out. Whatever it takes. Have structure, be consistent, and provide a great product. We've done that. So we've entered our second season. Moving forward, as I said before, it's going to be a structured environment. We're going to be putting some video, some content, some vlog. We're going to put a calendar out of our upcoming guests. We're going to provide a little more stability and structure on this show, because if we do shut down again, we have a phenomenal platform for you to advertise on, to feel safe in regards to your opinions and beliefs. There's no judgment. I don't care if you're fucking vaxxed or not vaxxed. I don't care if you believe in a mask. I don't care what your denomination is, your religion, your sexual orientation, your gender, if you're an acronym or a fucking pronoun. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's about community. It's about creating an environment where we all can thrive. We got to start working together. That's the bottom line. That's what life's about. If it weren't for the people in my circle, I wouldn't be here today, and I would be able to take care of my son. And my son, trust me, 14 years old, you think this kid wants to have to wear a mask every day at school, wondering if he's going to get shut down for a third year in a row, not to be able to do sports, not to participate in the community? This is bullshit. We don't even talk about the youth and what this has done to their mental state. We're always worried about our own. It's time to start looking abroad, looking at others that are being affected by the decisions this government is making. And this election, who fucking cares? It doesn't matter who goes in, who doesn't get elected. They don't have any say. These agendas, these mandates, our lifestyle, it's going to continue. The best prime minister ever had was Stephen Harper. I have to be honest. I feel that was the best Canada's ever succeeded as a country. I've never felt better as a Canadian. I believed in this country. Since Trudeau's been in power, this has been a miserable state. And I feel with him not in the limelight, with him removed, I feel that the country will be in a better state, but the agenda's not going to change. At the end of the day, they're not in charge. Whoever is in charge, though, that's the motherfucker I'd like to meet one day. That's the person I want to sit next to. I have questions. But until then, I feel that I've shared enough. I've disclosed all I have to disclose, and I've ranted as long as one can rant. I need to get some rest. I got to gain some weight back. This is what 168 pounds looks like. I haven't been this small since grade 9. Okay? So I need some time to recover. So if you see me out in Calgary and you're like, dude, you still hit the gym? Bro, you lost so much weight. Dude, you're tiny. Yeah, I'm 5'6". I'm not a very big fucking guy, right? You take a couple pounds off me, I'm diminutive. But I still got the heart of a lion and I still got one hell of a right hook. So you better watch what you say, because I'm always going to stand up for myself and I'm always going to stand for you. That's the mission statement. Every moment you got is your last moment. And when it's spoiled, ain't no getting it back. So you best make sure that every time you sit down in front of the TV, be it this show you're watching, Netflix, whatever content, whatever you do to spend your time idly, just remember, that's your time. That is your moment in life. We can pity ourselves, we can quit on ourselves, we can point fingers, we can blame, we can be afraid. But ultimately, time is the greatest resource we have. And every moment we spend wasting it is a moment that we waste of our life. Because you only got one, as cliche as that sounds. So you best appreciate your time and appreciate the freedoms that we still have. Because if they're gone, you're gonna look back at these moments and be like, fuck, it was pretty good. Freedom, that's what you make of it. Next week, I have a special guest. They're gonna be sharing their story. They're a cancer survivor. They started a business to help and empower women around the world. And with that, I wish you all a good night. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I cannot believe that we've hit 1,200 subscribers. I don't need 1.2 million followers. I just need you. We're in this together. As cliche as that sound, I don't give a fuck about the agenda. We're in this together. It's just you and I. You, me, that lens. That's it. So next week, we're gonna have a phenomenal guest. Somebody that endured and persevered. And we're gonna start sharing stories again. And we're gonna get people in here talking about the community and the direction that we gotta go in to make our life better. All right? All right.